signings going down. A.J. Brown,
The
Jeffrey Simmons,
WCBI
Kobe
Signing
Jones.
Day Show
Where are they all
special
going?
with
We'll tell you
Robby
next.
Donoho and Tommy Lopez is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center and Bill Cunningham, attorney at law.
Welcome into our 2016 Signing Day show here at WCBI. I'm Robby Donoho. That's Tommy Lopez. Sort of feels like it's supposed to be the end zone right now.
Yeah, right.
But it's not. How about this? We got a rundown. If you want to know where we're going, who we're talking about, all sorts of great stuff, it's on.
Yeah,
it's on right here to my right side, and we'll break down everything. But just overall, the start of today, wow.
Unpredictability is what we thought. That's what we got today. We had area guys influencing lots of colleges around the SEC, other guys influencing JUCO schools nearby, far away. Lots to get to today.
And if you missed any signings, they're all on our ticker down below. So we're going to get it started with maybe the bombshell of the day. Jeffrey Simmons was a heavy lean to Ole Miss. And look at the guy. That's probably the sharpest suit that you will see right
there. It's a tux,
there.
I think.
Yeah, I believe it's a tux now. It's a black and yellow tux, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to Southern Miss. Well, no, he was down to 3. It was Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Alabama. There was some chatter going into this that he was going to pick the Crimson Tide, but no one saw this coming. Mississippi State is the pick for Jeffrey Simmons. He said he knew about it this morning. He didn't even sleep last night, he said. He continued to stress over the decision, but overall, Jeffrey proud of his decision and also excited to get to Starkville.
It's the best for me, and I feel like I have a great opportunity at Mississippi State, especially going in, just got to learn the defense. I think I got a great chance of playing right off, so, I mean, and plus the family environment. When I went on my fish, I had a great time with the guys, and I felt like I was already there, so the decision was pretty hard. I had it, like last night I stayed up, kept waking up, just, thinking about the recruiting process. Now just the mindset of, where I want to be by the time that season starts next year, and I have a great chance of playing, like I said, so I'm ready to get rolling.
Well, he will have a teammate with him in Starkville. Guess who? Well, we'll get to that here in a moment, but you like the flat bill logo underneath there?
Well, I like that he made his decision in a matter of hours, one of the biggest decisions in his life, and one that shocked a lot of people in the state.
It really did, but the Bulldogs, going into this day, maybe not as much momentum as they would have thought. They've got it now, and Dan Mullen got that big-time recruit that he was hoping for. We'll break down the Bulldog recruiting class coming up in our second block of the show, but we told you that Jeffrey Simmons has a teammate with him coming to Mississippi State. Well, he's from Starkville. Where would A.J. Brown be going, though? He was really struggling. It was a tough day for him to try to get this decision down. But Kobe Jones staying home. He's going to Mississippi State, revealed the Bulldog bow tie underneath his sweater and put on the Mississippi State visor. But A.J. Brown going north to Oxford. He will be an Ole Miss Rebel. Not much of a shock. We heard that there was a pretty good chance he was either going to be Alabama or Ole Miss, but the two signings, excited. They will now be rivals, and what a story it is coming out of Starkville High.
I'm glad it's over. I'm beyond glad it's over. I mean, ready to go back to square one and go to work.
You're teaming up now with DK.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's finna get ugly, that's all I can say.
Growing up in Mississippi, you feel like there's so much out there other than Mississippi, and that's why I took every official visit I had. And it was really hard to choose Mississippi because you feel like you miss out on something out there, but the grass isn't always green on the other side.
Well, some strong words there from Kobe Jones. Well, we knew about this yesterday, but Scott Lashley will be going to Alabama. The big man will be playing on the offensive line for the Crimson Tide. He was a heavy Mississippi State lean for a while, but as you can see, he's going to be with the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa. He talked about that decision, what went into it, and obviously excited to be playing out through one of his idols in Cam Robinson.
Basically, when I went there, it was such a home feel, with the players. I see how close, the offensive line was. They were just like brothers, and I felt like I just wanted to be a part of that.
The different style, from we play, and, he's going to learn his own step. He's going to, do those things. And he's already learned a lot about that. And, but, bottom line, he'll come to work every day. He'll come to work hard, and he's going to excel.
Now we're going to show you our other major Division I signings from Mississippi right now. As you can see, Congratulations, Scott Latch. We'll get to the other West Point signings here momentarily. We'll also talk a little bit more about Lorenzo Dantzler. He's going to Southern Miss. So is Keon Howard from Laurel. He flipped. He's going to Southern Miss as well. Zaire Jones from Meridian. He will be going to Vanderbilt. And Kadarian Mason, defensive end from Macomb, will be going to Louisiana Tech. So outside of the guys that we saw, still the shocker is Jeffrey Simmons. But A.J. Brown, you have Kobe Jones, Scott Lashley. I mean, those are 4 guys from, right around here, sort of like the Golden Triangle area, that are going SEC Division I big time.
Right, and a number of guys in Mississippi that are some of the top guys not staying in the state of Mississippi. Really, lots of fans in the Magnolia State and over in Alabama angered by those respective decisions.
For those of you getting on these kids on Twitter for picking a certain school, stop it. These kids are choosing what's going to go for the rest of their life. They're doing what's right. Do not get on them. Instead, embrace it and congratulate them on a job well done. So these guys in the books. We're going to talk about the teams that they may be going to. Mississippi State, a signing class that Dan Mullen's happy about. Hugh Freeze ecstatic about his, saying could be the best he's ever had at Ole Miss. And we'll talk about Alabama's #1 recruiting class. The Tide made it big. We'll talk about it all coming up. Our signing day special on WCBI. The guys behind us were big-time recruits for our SEC schools here in the Magnolia State and over in Alabama. For Dan Mullen, maybe going into this day, I think the MSU fan base as a whole may be a little concerned about the class that they had.
Sometimes it just takes one guy to change that.
Amazing, right?
We see that today. Mullen reflects that, too, in his comments.
He does. We're going to talk more about that with Dan Mullen as he sort of reflects on the talent in Mississippi, whether it's better than recent years or maybe it's just the same.
No, I don't think this year is any different in state than it's been in years past. I think maybe guys got ranked a little higher, but I think my first year here recruiting, we signed almost a lot of Mississippi kids, and I think 12 of them ended up being NFL football players. And a lot of those guys weren't ranked as high as guys were this year. So, but I don't know that it was any different this year than it's been in years past. I think they're just guys in Mississippi are getting a lot more national attention right now.
So the guys on that Mississippi State recruiting class, here they are. A guy to keep an eye on in this list, maybe a kid from Wright, Mississippi, is Nero Nelson. Took Simmons to a state championship. Obviously, we've seen most of these guys here. Maybe pick out the one outside of Jeffrey and Kobe that you like.
Yeah, I think some people might not know about how strong the lines might be at Mississippi State with all this talent. Stuart Reese, an out-of-state guy among them.
Keep an eye on him, yeah.
Right. That could be a strong point from this particular class for Mullen.
That's right. So overall, for those Bulldog fans downing this class just because there's not as many 5 stars as you say in LSU or in Alabama, it's still a very strong class that's coming in. Also keep an eye on Marquis Spencer from Greenwood. For Hugh Freeze, you never seen him as excited as you will right here. Maybe the best recruiting class that Ole Miss has ever had, and the 2013 class was pretty good.
I don't know that our staff has ever done a better job of developing relationships that can stand the onslaught of the difficult things that are thrown at you through the course of recruiting. We feel like it is top to bottom the best class that we've had, and we've had some good ones. That's just potential. That doesn't mean a whole lot until you get them here and you see how their chemistry is and their work ethic. But if you're going to put together a championship class, a championship team, I think you always start at quarterback. And obviously we feel like we have the best one in the nation in Shea Patterson, and I love everything about that kid. And
so a lot of good things going for Ole Miss. Boy, they get 5-star guys, Shea Patterson, Greg Little, and Benito Jones. You look down that list. Deontay Anderson committed jumping out of an airplane on a video. You can't see too many holes in this recruiting class.
Yeah, no, obviously the skydiving being potentially the most theatrical of the day. Talk about adding some good wide receivers to a guy in Shea Patterson that people think is the best quarterback in the country, or at least in the top 3.
Yeah, and Octavius Cooley's a guy that can step in right alongside Evan Ingram and be a big-time pass catcher as well. Well, that's the Ole Miss recruiting class. Alabama landed maybe one of the top players in the land that is right in our own backyard over in Alabama. That's Ben Davis, a guy that was a heavy Alabama lean for a while. He had his signing day press conference on ESPNU today. Instead of putting on the Alabama hat, he puts on a houndstooth hat, his mom shows out the Alabama gloves in the process. That's just fantastic. So Ben Davis committing to Alabama over offers from Georgia, LSU, Notre Dame, and Auburn.
And many more.
Not too much of a surprise. We knew Ben Davis was going to be going to Alabama all along, but take a look at this recruiting class that Alabama has. There's not too many lower star guys, as you can see there. Maybe the guy that we haven't talked about very much is Raekwon Davis, a guy that may be double signing. He could end up going to Jones County if he does not academically qualify. Also a guy to watch out for, Nigel Knott from Germantown. Overall, it's the #1 recruiting class.
And those two guys both in Mississippi, pulling them out of the Magnolia State. And you're right, just in the last couple of hours, really, that Bama class moving up to #1 in the nation by most estimates.
Beating out LSU, which in all cases, honestly, was probably one of the best classes that Les Miles has ever had. So when we return, we're going to jump into our high school classifications and talk about our high school signings. Columbus had a big-time recruiting class. So did Tupelo. What does Trent Hammond have from them blankets? And then we'll also go back to Starkville. They had 10 total signings. We'll break it all down when we return. Here on our signing day special on WCBI, it's pretty much just become our wall of fame back there with A.J. Brown, Kobe Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, and Scott Lashley. Let's get into our high schools now. Many getting JUCO signings over to Columbus. The Falcons had a big day on the signing circuit as Randall Montgomery put 7 players at the next level. Christopher Deloach and Cameron Williams signed with East Central. DeMonte Kidd will play for the Delta Trojans. Kieran Sharp headed to Arkansas at Monticello. Tyron Smith, Michael Bailey going to Northeast. Lastly, William James will be going to Jackson State. And by the way, we missed the memo on the bow ties. We need to get back on that.
Yeah.
We're wearing normal ties. We're way behind. Congrats to that Columbus class of 2016.
Falcons are doing it right. Hey, big class for Tupelo. Them blankets busy today. 4 football signees, 1 soccer signing. Jarvis Smithy taking his talents to ICC. Ardarius Edwards and Chase Cannon teaming up to play in Boonville for Northeast. Cade Fremont with the soccer signing for the Golden Wave. And lastly, Kyrie Bradford, the lone D1 signee. He will play for Tony Hughes and the Jackson State Tigers.
Congratulations to our Tupelo signings. Let's go to Oxford. Boy, Lafayette County has some talent, and there you see one of them. Jack Abraham will be going to Louisiana Tech. He'll be joined by teammate Zach Kuzer. DK Metcalf, where to know where he's going. He's going to Ole Miss. Now, Corbin Harvard will be joining him as a walk-on at Ole Miss. Tad Gatlin going to Mississippi College. Kinsey Phillips to Northeast. And Jaquez Nielsen will be going to ICC. It's a talented class of 7 from Oxford. They'll be going to the next level.
It's a blessing, you know. I've been going over there for the past 3 years, and just, you know, to make it official just puts icing on the cake. And, you know, with the amazing recruiting class that we brought in, it just makes it even better.
It's a perfect fit. The offense is exactly like ours. You know, obviously Zach's going to LSU and had my best friend going to college with him. That's something we've dreamed about for forever. And, you know, it's just overall it's a perfect fit. Academics, the people there are awesome, coaches are awesome. It's a perfect fit.
Let's go over to Lafayette now. It was a big day. It was Eli Johnson's big day. He was signing on for Ole Miss, but they also had a couple other big signings as well. 6 others in all for Lafayette, but the one we're obviously talking about is going to be Eli Johnson. But another one going to UAB, by the way. It was a big day today for Jordan Jamison, also Tyrell Price, Quinn Jones, Keontre Toll, Zeke Liggins, Rashawn Roquette, and Jawan Kynes all signing their LOIs today.
It's just really one of those things where you get the opportunity and you've been wanting to do it for so long that it's not a hard decision to make at all. You know, you always want to go where you want to play. It's a dream come true.
Extremely proud of Eli. He's an exceptional football player. Ole Miss is getting a really, really good one. Eli's been a 4-year starter for us, and he'll be one of the hardest working kids they have on campus.
Congratulations to Lafayette. Let's head to Knoxville County. You already know about Jeffrey Simmons, but the rest of the class, pretty talented. Bobby May, Quincy Stokes, Morris Connor headed to Scuba to play football for the Lions. And athletes Shaughnessy Sherrod, Davion Smith, they'll be going to Delta. By the way, you saw Davion Ball right there. He double signed, so he wore both hats.
Nice.
He's going to Hines and Jackson State. And by the way, Shaughnessy Sherrod had a scarf that said Mississippi Delta on it.
Prepared.
It was all good stuff. And Quindarian Barnett going to Idaho, all the way out west for him. So congratulations to our signings from Knoxville County. Over to Starkville. The Jackets had 10 signings total, 3 of them going D1. You know about Lorenzo Dansler. He's going to Southern Miss. Avery Brown, Malik Bell, they're going to EMCC. Montavis Clark, Ontario Montgomery, he'll be going to ICC. Terrence Greer signed with Delta. Montavious Hendricks going to Gulf Coast. And lastly, Parker Lim, that's MSU women's golf coach Ginger Brown Lim's son. He's headed to East Central. Big exciting day overall for the Starkville signing day class. Congratulations to all of those guys.
Same goes for West Point. We have talked about Scott Lashley and his big commitment going to Alabama. There he is. But a number of guys signing at the JUCO level. William Ivey, Randall Johnson, Tony Rush going to Coahoma Community College. Staying a little closer to home is Jalen Ewing up at Northeast. He'll be in Boonville. Jeffrey Drake joining a big class for Colin. Devin Morton signs on to play at Hines Community College.
All right, congratulations to our West Point signings. Now that's Calhoun City. We're going to get to that here in a moment. Well, that's going to be coming up in the next block. So that's a little bit of a teaser for y'all. We leave you on the hook. I'm sorry for that. But we have many more signings when we do return here on our signing day special. We have Calhoun City, Itawamba, Louisville. You see it on the right here, Aberdeen, Hamilton, Eupora. We're going everywhere. So a lot of good stuff coming up when we return on our signing day special. In our signing day special on WCBI. You were at Calhoun City today.
Yeah.
Brighton Sykes, a kid that I think we all know has D1 potential, but he's kind of a guy that's riding under the radar a little bit.
He certainly is. Had a couple of offers. Decides to go today with EMCC. He is just leading this Wildcats team the last couple of years. Has been to 2 state championship games under head coach Perry Lyles. Is a guy that every opponent says is just the most talented guy on the field whenever he's on a football field. He's ready to showcase his skills in scuba and prove the doubters wrong.
It's just a place, just like where I'm from, Calhoun City. It's a little small town with one store. Really, just a great program down there, and I like it.
He's soft as a teddy bear.
He is.
He is.
I think he offered leadership in the last year or two because he improved as a person and as a player. And we're really going to miss him, to be honest with you. He scored a lot of touchdowns and was a leader for our team.
All right, over to Itawamba AHS. Congratulations to Bryden, by the way. 3 signing for the Indians. And also want to mention Ethan Orr. He's an EMCC kid coming back up to sign at Fulton. He'll be going to North Alabama. Congratulations to him. But Daniel Freppen, Trey Miller, both going to ICC. BJ Miller will be going down to EMCC. Another one of those EMCC local signings. So EMCC getting a lot of those, as Tommy and I talked about in the breaks. Congratulations to Itawamba AHS and their signings. Over to Aberdeen. The Bulldogs put 4 football players in JUCO following graduation. Jarek Orr will take his speed and skills to Northwest. You see him right there. Tremonte Prather will head north as well, but will go to Boonville to play for the Northeast Tigers. And teammates B.J. Williams, Tate Carruthers will stay as teammates, joining the ICC Indians. Congratulations to our signings from Aberdeen.
A lot of talent there, a lot of speed. Speed as well for Hamilton as Keyshawn Hurd signs to play at the next level. He will go the JUCO route. He will go to Northwest, signing his letter of intent today. He decides to sit out senior season to stay healthy for the next level. He is ready to unleash as a Ranger, he says today.
All right, congratulations to Keyshawn. Over to Louisville, the Power Cats putting 3 at the next level. You see Corey McCullough right there. He'll be kicking it with Alcorn State. Despite the move by Jay Hobson, he says he loves the campus and the academics and wouldn't want to go anywhere else. Now we see receivers DeMarcus Frazier and Chris Blair. They'll be teaming up to play for the Hines Community College Eagles at the next level. So congratulations to all 3 signees from Louisville High School. Over to Houston. Or actually, this is Eupora, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is Corson Gunn, the talented multi-sport athlete, signs to play in Boonville. He will be a Northeast Tiger following graduation. Really a 3-sport star. As far as being a receiver on the football team, 24 catches for over 500 yards this season, 4 touchdowns, finished his career with over 1,500 yards. Just crazy totals for Gunn. Also a big part of the defense as a senior. 3 picks, deflects 4 passes as a DB. Tigers certainly happy to have him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, let's get over to Houston. I got ahead of myself. The Hilltoppers' historic season will put one of their top athletes in JUCO next year. Cavante Marble signed out to play football for ICC. Marble finished his career with the Toppers totaling 125 tackles. His 5 picks last year, one of the best marks on the team, next to, who else? Denver McQuarrie. Denver McQuarrie going to Mississippi State to play baseball, by the way. Over to New Albany, super athlete Broderick Boyd signed on to continue his football career with the ICC Indians. Boyd, a big part of the Bulldog offense the last 2 seasons as a running back and receiver. He totaled 1,174 yards receiving the last 3 years as a member of the receiving corps. He was also a dangerous punt and kick returner for the Bulldogs. Congratulations to Broderick.
At New Hope High School, one of the fastest running backs in the state.
He's so fast.
Yeah, we'll be headed to Colin. Brenton Spann signs to play for the Wolves today. A beast during his junior season for the Trojans in 2014, rushing for 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns. Head coach Chris Pickle, congratulatory of him, proud of what he has accomplished at New Hope. He is named to our all-end zone first team back in 2014.
Good going for Brenton. Over to Starkville Academy. The big fella on the offensive line headed south. Senior Carter Wood signed to continue working on the offensive front for the Gulf Coast Bulldogs in Perkinston, Mississippi. Wood is one of the most highly regarded offensive linemen in the area, but he is also one of those guys that flies under the radar. He hopes he can break out with the help of his new team on the coast. Congratulations to Carter. And lastly, staying in 1A, West Lowndes today, super athlete Tyshawn Spencer signed his letter of intent to play football for the Holmes Bulldogs. Spencer, 6'4", 215, played everything from defensive end to tight end, and then as a receiver for the Panthers as a senior. He was a big piece of that West Lowndes team, going 9-5 this past year and 7-1 in division play. Now, we know we have many other signings. We only have 30 minutes, so we can't get to all of them, but make sure you watch our CW show at 9 p.m. and our WCBI show at 10 p.m. There's a couple signings we didn't get to. If we didn't get to them, you don't see them tonight at 9 and 10, we're going to put them online on our website at WCBI.com, but overall, a fun day.
Yeah, and that's the place to go, WCBI.com, for the full list and a recap of those MSU, Ole Miss, Alabama numbers as well.
Signing Day Central up in the top right-hand corner of our website, so make sure you visit there. We're going to wrap up the show, have more from our Signing Day special when we come back. On our Signing Day special, it's all over. Can you believe it? Signing Day 2016 finally in the books.
Eyes around the nation focused on Mississippi for many of our area guys right here in our backyard. A lot of fans don't understand quite how cool that is for this area.
With all the high school football that we've covered, can you remember a signing day with just as all this energy and excitement around here?
It's about as packed as it can be, with drama too, with guys deciding late and affecting entire conferences too.
What a day it was. Again, if you miss any of our coverage throughout National Signing Day, it'll all be online on our website at WCBI.com. We've had all of our signings scrolling on our ticker below right here. So it really was a great day. We thank all of you for tuning in. We thank all of you for opening your doors to letting us get a chance to feature all of your great high school football players around the viewing. And again, I'm going to say it one more time, do not tweet at these recruits. Don't do it.
It's over.
It's over. It's done. No more tweeting. We're finally moving on to 2017. We thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you in the end zone next year.